All right, so I opened her up and here she is in her glory, even though she's not the original, but beautiful pedal, man. I mean, if my research is correct, it's like the exact same enclosure, like the shape, the design of it. Metal. I went for the raw finish. I thought that was cool with their version of the horsey, which is awesome. The Centaur. But the guitar, which is not period correct, but I think that's a cool added touch, like being a little different. Instead of the sword or whatever, they have the guy holding. The knobs are correct, like pretty sweet. So it comes with some feet that I can put on this thing, apparently. I'll have to make the decision if I'm gonna put Velcro on this thing and put it on the board, put it on a board. But man, it looks like Willy Wonka's golden ticket here. I'm not sure I want to cover that up either. I'm gonna have to these are the first nice I would say pricey pedals that I've purchased. Like I threw down and got a few different ones. Like I got the Jam Pedals Fuzz Phrase. I'm really looking forward to plugging this guy in. I got the Centura, and then I also have the Jam Pedals retro vibe. Some classics up there that you guys might recognize. Another one that's increasing in value since they went out of business apparently. And the Jam Pedals retro vibe. But anyways, back to the Klon. Or I should say the Centura. So it has feet it came with, and then you have this adapter. I wanted to verify this. Yeah, so you gotta plug this thing in. It's very odd. I did not know that. You have to plug this in. Like, that's the connection. Plug that in, and then you have to plug your adapter into that. I mean, it amazes me that I don't know if the original did that. I've really reviewed and exhausted, I feel like, YouTube reviews on this thing, and that never came up, so I'm gonna go back now and see if the original might have had this, because I'm not an electrical engineer or anything, but to get the most accurate sound out of it, and this thing apparently sounds just like the original, like you can't even tell, like you'd have to, it's that close, like it's really hard to tell the difference. I would be shocked if the original didn't have something like this, or if something like this affects the tone. You know what I mean? Like, it comes down to components and everything, so I can't imagine this having an adapter like this if the original didn't, unless this is just like a something that doesn't affect anything, the signal path or the power, right? I mean, obviously it doesn't affect the power, but you know what I mean. I feel like it gets down to like the nitty gritty when you want to perfect the sound of a pedal. Here's the letter. I just opened it up for you guys so you could see what it says. It's pretty cool, man. I feel like yeah, sure. These pedals aren't cheap. It is a bit of an experience, like opening these things up. You know what I mean? Like, this is cheap, just foam, whatever. Pretty sure this came from the Philippines, so this is like a non-American. These pricey pedals I'm getting lately, they're not made in the USA, which is also abnormal. Like, the US is usually the expensive stuff for obvious reasons, but we make really good musical equipment here. That's like a pride of the USA, right? Some of the few things left that are made in the US. And we don't own the music industry, so go into that rabbit hole. There's obviously tons of stuff made overseas that are high quality and great in UK and I think these guys are out of Greece, I think. They're amazing. The jam pedals. Germanium fuzz. Man, this thing is so cool. I'm sorry. I'm going off on a tangent again, but I'm so pumped about this. I cannot wait to try this too. The Fuzz Phrase. Such a cool pedal, man. And it sounds awesome. Like in all the videos I've heard people play, man. All right, back to the letter. I'm sorry, this is like totally unprofessional, unedited video here. I'm not a YouTube content creator. Just hoping, whatever. Anyone who's interested in these pedals would take something from this or be interested in it. Here's the letter from Nick. It's really cool, man. I mean, it's obviously this is a copy. It's not handwritten. Like he wrote this once and copied it and includes this with every one of his pedals that they do hand wire these and send them out and solder them, everything. But really nice letter. It says, thank you for purchasing the Ceriatone Centura professional overdrive pedal. The Centura is a true overdrive pedal, enhancing the tone and capability of your amp. It is best used with your pedal turned up a bit. It is best used with your amp turned up a bit to hear a slight breakup. The Centura can be used as a clean boost as well as a great distortion/overdrive pedal. We invite you to capture the settings and find your own sound. No setting is wrong if it sounds good to you. Amen to that. All care and attention were put into the making of this pedal, including using exact components as were in the classics. Furthermore, each and every unit is hand wired by our highly skilled and experienced craftsmen. We hope you enjoy using this pedal in your musical endeavors and that it inspires you to greater musical heights. Thanks. And it's Nick, Ceriatone Amplification. Really nice letter. I mean, it's cool. And it's just thoughtful, you know what I mean? Like, how often do you buy a pedal and you get a letter from the creator? Never. This is the first time. And then he includes some settings, like to help, if you want to use it as a clean boost as opposed to an overdrive. Obviously, you turn the gain all the way down, and then your treble and your output up to 1130. He says, "Excuse me." Just talking a little bit about that, right? Clean boost allows you to hit the first preamp tube in your amp harder without changing the essential characteristics of the original guitar signal. Instant same pickup spot hotter capability compared to the classic units. There is a slight difference in the settings, particularly the output control, but not the sound. For your pedal, please set the output control to be slightly higher than the classic to get the same level. See, and he says this difference might be due to the pot taper. As you move the control up towards full, the difference is lessened. So, I mean, admitting here, like, it's not exactly the same as the classic, like the original, obviously, like this is a clone, but they dialed this thing in so well. I know there's going to be people in the comments with original clone saying, oh, it's not like the real thing. I can't, like, nothing is the real, it's a copy. It's not the real thing. So how can it be exactly the same? Correct. But when you hear A/B comparisons of the thing, this one, I know there's other clones out there, clones, but this one, I mean, it looks like they nailed the look. And I know look has nothing to do with sound, but they also nailed the sound. And it's arguably one of the closest, if not the closest, to sounding exactly the same as an original clone. So that's what turned me on for it. It's just fun. It's cool. I couldn't hear the difference. I mean, that's all subjective. So anyways. All right. And I'm sure someone will argue that point as well. Last thing here is, just reiterating, please do feel free to explore and find your own settings that sound best to you with your own guitar and amplifier. And then it talks about the power. The Centura can be powered by an internal 9-volt battery or by an external 9-volt DC wall supply battery. Please use quantity batteries, ensuring they deliver strong output. Replace the battery if you hear anything out of the ordinary. When in doubt, replace the battery. Battery access. A penny or a dime will do ya. Love that. And then external power is just talking about the 9-volt DC external power supply. And then this, so this is where this thing comes up. Use quality 9-volt DC external power supply with good regulation. The Centura operates with a positive hot tip. So that's this. An adapter with a 1/8 inch 3.5 millimeter male tip on pedal end and standard 2.1 millimeter on the other is included. That's this thing. To enable use of general wall warts, he calls it. I don't know what that means. Wall warts. Maybe somebody can tell me what that means in the comments. I've never heard the term warts before, other than the obvious. This adapter also converts the polarity of the source supply by having sleeve of one end connected to the tip of the other. In any case, do ensure the pedal is powered with a 9-volt at the tip that goes to the DC jack on the pedal. I mean, that's obvious. So going 9-volt, well, maybe not so obvious to some, but 9-volt into that, and then boom, you're good to go. It's kind of like, it's funny. It's kind of like this guy right here, except a different thing going on. Like there's something, I forget what the terminology is. You guys can, electric engineer whizzes can probably also mention in the comments, like, why the Octafuzz needs this adapter. Like, you can't go 9-volt direct in. This adapter does something different, and it's not the same, obviously, as this. It's like it's got to be a polarity thing. Maybe, I think reverse polarity. I think that's what it is, reversed polarity. Anyways, there you go, fellas, girls and guys. The Ceriatone Centura, ready to plug this thing in and have some fun, see what it does, and then also do the same with these guys since I just got them. Like, I'm super pumped. Let's see what. Here, I'll pull this guy out for you. For all those Andy Timmons fans, I had no idea, by the way. I bought this because I wanted a good vibe. Not pun intended, but also double entendre. I wanted a good vibe. Art for your ears is pretty cool. They come in these bags. They're not cheap pedals, but if you watch on Reverb for long enough, you can find a good deal. And just for transparency, like, I got this guy for $250. I mean, they're normally like $350 pedals. It was listed as very good because of that one little mark. Like, who gives a shit? Let's be honest. Excuse my French, but like, seriously, I'll save $50 for that one little. This is cute. Anyways, they're all hand painted. Andy Timmons apparently has this on his board. That's cool. I'm an Andy Timmons fan. I didn't know he had that. This guy is germanium, using some CV and a bunch of digits, germanium transistor that I guess it doesn't run as hot as older germanium transistors that, or it's possibly an old transistor itself. I think it is. It's like a Russian transistor that just doesn't run as hot, so it's more efficient. Like, one of the problems germanium transistors have had in the past is when they get hot, they start sputtering and they're unpredictable, and it's not like a desirable sound. Like, it can decrease the performance of the pedal. But there's a sweet spot, though. Don't get me wrong. That's a whole nother world that I've been learning about. Like, that, once the germanium is like at a certain temperature, it sounds the best, and that sputter, it's kind of like I don't know how to describe it. I feel like it's a sputter kind of thing is desirable. It sounds like awesome, right? But anyways, I'll leave it at that. There's one other pedal. I'll break it out. Well, here's the box. The Cornerstone Aquarium, which clearly came out of Italy. Talk about another international company. These guys are killing the pedal game. And I just got it, and here it is. And it has a really cool finish to it. It's like, feels durable. Like, as you can see, I like zipped it in my bag here. I'm not worried about it. And like they're pricey pedals. So like this guy came out not too long ago. It's a freaking like $500 pedal, this thing. It's got 2 vibes, one on each side. It's a little clearer sounding. It's not like Band of Gypsies in a box like this one is, which is really cool. It just does, they each do their own cool thing. This one is like really throbby, like more throbby sounding, like in a dark sound. This one can do clear and go dark, but it's also different. You have to hear them. They're really cool. I'm looking forward to A/B'ing those. And then also this guy. Is this it? No. Sorry, bear with me a second. It's right here. The SM Fuzz. So as you can see, I'm a bit on a fuzz and vibe kick. This is also a germanium fuzz, an AC 128, which is based off of some of the oldest, vintage Jimi Hendrix era fuzz faces is inside this. It's an AC 128, and this is a different germanium transistor that I'd mentioned earlier. So they're different. These two are jam pedals. Okay. Pricing, real quick. Back to pricing. Sorry, I go in tangents a lot. $350, I think. If you surcharge and get for $250, like secondhand. Get everything secondhand. You can get great condition pedals for secondhand. This was a B stock item. I think they retail for like $500, like I said, but I got it for $398, $389, something like that. And it was B stock just because the box isn't perfect. Like who cares? Unless somebody's like a major collector, and this is like a new pedal, so it's not like it's a collector's item yet. Save over $100. This one is a $400 pedal. I see it retailing for $399. I waited and I made an offer. I think it was for it's hard to get this one over $100 less right now because I think it's pretty new and popular right now. The demand is up, so it's not like I'm gonna save like over $100. I think I got this one for like low 300s, like maybe it was 325, 330, something like that. I'll confirm that on a later video. SM Fuzz, I got this for $349, brand new. I got it brand new. Piece of advice to you guys who are hustling on reverb like I am. If you ever are interested in anything, it's just like a bunch of stuff, like it, like everything, like the pedal, all the cheap ones, like them all, like follow them up to the cheapest brand new prices that you see, and somebody will throw you an offer. I know it's hard to wait, and depending on the price of the used one that's the best price and best condition, you might want to jump on that. But if there isn't a good, like a mint or excellent condition pedal or anything for that matter on reverb available at the most competitive price, then like the cheapest brand new options and see what they offer you. Sometimes they come in and they'll give you a good like I didn't expect these guys to come and give me a price under $400 when this retails for $500, and that was close to what people were selling them used. So, and I got a brand new unit. So that just goes to show you can wheel and deal a little bit, or just be patient. Somebody will give you a deal. And if you are antsy and you don't want to wait, see who is accepting offers and make an offer. You know, Gretzky said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Like, just try it out, see if they'll accept the offer, but don't lowball, obviously, to a point where it's obvious they're not going to accept it. Be reasonable, do your research, check the transactions and the transaction history on each item, and see the ballpark for the condition you're looking at, and make a shot, give it a shot. And most of the time people accept it. Cool fellas and girls, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to plug these in and have a little bit of fun. Peace.